Hello, friend. Welcome back. And if you are new here, I am so grateful that my information has found you. Today's conversation is socialism and being able to see socialism through the aspect of the human design system and understand why there's this last-ditch effort on our planet to hone us into this socialism and this socialistic aspect of what's happening in our world. So first, I want to introduce myself. My name is Leanne Wolf. I am a human design and BG5 business professional. I am a coach, I am a teacher, I am a course creator, and I'm an incessant researcher. And what I get to do every day, which I totally love, is I get to help men and women all over the world step into their own self-mastery by recognizing those patterns that are holding them back from their greatness, by recognizing those patterns that create pain that don't allow them to step into their own direction. And I am inspired by this whole movement forward, and I get to inspire others to stand in their own self-mastery. Okay. Let's look at today's conversation. First, I am always going to take you back to this. There is nothing outside of you. You are the entire universe within your meat suit. You are everything, and you also play an individuated part. So because of that, I have mentioned before, and I will mention again, fear, nervousness, and anxiety are just aspects to allow us to come to awareness. However, as Ra had said a few times, if the mundane world is keeping you suppressed, you'll never be able to find yourself. Never. Because the clutter, the distraction, and the chaos is not allowing for that connection to your higher self, your higher knowing, your conscious instructions. Okay? So how can we move that? We move that by removing the conditioned mind as our decision maker. Okay, and we move the decisions back into the physical body, because the physical body is what's interacting on this plane. So consulting this meat suit is so freaking important. So once we move the decision making away from that conditioned mind, the interaction piece through the meat suit allows us to then witness and continue to hold that connection with our higher self. That is what self-mastery is all about. So we're going to drop into this socialism aspect. And again, no matter what happens in the world, freedom is within you. There's nothing outside of your skin that can give you freedom. Zero, nothing. Freedom is a complete inside job, okay? So I am going to share my screen so that you can first, I just need to change my slide here, sorry. All right, here we go. So the self-mastery movement, again, self-mastery is all about self-awareness and self-actualization. You've seen this particular graph before. This was provided by Marianne Winiger through the International Human Design School. And this depiction really allows us to see how we are going to be moving forward, okay? And we are moving from this 1615 to 2026, this cross of planning that allowed for the institutions, the governments, those kind of things, big pharma, all of that, to kind of take hold over these last 400 years. Now, good, bad, right, wrong doesn't matter. None of that matters. All it matters is that it was a cycle, and the cycle played its part. This particular cycle played its part, and this particular cycle is coming to a close. So we can feel this unrest on our planet. And how I equate this right now, I think the next 7 years, I think it's going to be very tumultuous, because nobody knows what this next cycle is going to provide for us. Nobody understands this. Nobody knows. No meat suit has been there to tell us. Okay. So I equate this to the conditioned mind, and how that conditioned mind still wants to hold on to its agenda. Well, the cross of planning does not want to let go. This tribal energy does not want to let go to the individual. It does not want the individual to have the power. But what I am teaching, and what so many different people are teaching right now, is that all there is you as an individual. You have all of it. You know, Abraham Hicks says, you know, you can create worlds. The law of one, channeled and spoken by an entity called Ra. That entity, that raw energy, said, you know, you are the universe. Everything that you need is inside of you. And I have also indicated this to you in the past. When we look at the mandala, you have all of that. It just depends on what's activated and what isn't activated. But what sits in our junk DNA is our power. Because that's how we get to interact. That's what we are here to gain wisdom on. And that is the energy that we allow to flow through us. So we are super powerful beings. And unfortunately, or fortunately, doesn't really matter, because the cycle did what it needed to do. We gave away our power to the tribe. We handed it over. Okay? We did that because we wanted to be regulated. We wanted to obey. This is what the narrative was for 400 years. And it's okay. That was the plan. That was everything that it was built to do. Okay? So socialism lies right here. You can see it. It lies in from the root center up to the solar plex, over to the ego center. And what this is all about, socialism at its core, the 19th trait is about obeying. So we've needed to obey. We've needed to, you know, kind of make ourselves small and obey, so that the resources required in our world were provided to us through the 49. So this is where the contracts began. And then those contracts then came up to the community, and this cross of planning. So socialism is a political and economic theory of social organization, which advocates that the means of production, distribution, and exchange should be owned or regulated by the community as a whole. So socialism turns into communism, where all of a sudden everybody has to obey the contract and the bargain. And again, it's not wrong. It's right here. It's written in here. We're designed for this. But there has to be this healthy dichotomy that takes place. Now, what do I mean by that? Here we have the healthy dichotomy. We have capitalism, and capitalism is an economic and political system in which a country's trade and industry are controlled by private owners for profit rather than by the state. So if we can have a healthy capitalism that feeds our awareness versus our fear, excellent, awesome. And if we can have this socialism be a place that comes from awareness versus nervousness, that's also awesome. So I see this as we need a little bit of everything. It's in the human design. We need to have this healthy mixture of both. Now, I truly believe that if somebody comes on hard times unexpectedly and something happens and, they need a hand up, let's do that. We're human, right? We're all in this together. But what we see on this planet, I'm going to put philanthropy in quotations, the philanthropy has got completely messed up on this planet. Right now, there are trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars in circulation on this planet. And the people on this planet are broke. They're broke in spirit. They are broke in their bank accounts. They are broke mentally. The mental unrest on this planet is insane. It's sick. It's sick to watch. So there has to be a healthy dichotomy there. But those on the top, you see this? You see how monarchy is here? Monarchy is where we get our education. This is where we implement capitalism and socialism. If the monarchy, if our CEOs and the people that are here to be the figurehead to help the tribe express and take action, if they are unhealthy and they are doing this for selfish reasons, now we are looking at the tribe. I'm not saying sell your soul to the tribe. That's not what I'm saying. Everybody has to win in this. Everybody has to become a winner. So if you notice the 5125, that's an individual channel, okay? That's an individual energy. But there's 3 parts tribal, 1 part individual. So even though the material plane, the tribe, our resources, all of that is created with a tribe, the channel of competition isn't about stepping on anyone's head to get to the top. This is about win-win, where everybody wins. It's not about, oh, I'm just going to hand out a few dollars here and a few dollars there. I'm going to give you a handout versus a hand up. This is about everybody gets to win so that the awareness and the awakening can take place. So here's another interesting look at this. So we have the 54, 32, 44, 26, which moves up to the 21, 45. This is the material way. However, then we have the 19, 49, 37, 40, which actually then moves over to the 51, 25, 10, and 20. That's the mystical way. So the ego is this converging place for mysticism and for materialism. You know, we can be spiritually connected in this material suit, in this material bubble of biology. And the ego converges both of that so that we can express what needs to be expressed, so that we can walk into our own spirituality. So there has to be this healthy interaction with both of these. And at times we see, you know, capitalism happens through fear instead of awareness. There's times where socialism happens in the nervousness versus the awareness. So again, this healthy dichotomy has to take place on our planet. And where does it begin? Well, it begins with you. It begins with you. We are moving into this energy of the individual. You get to sell your frequency and bring that beautiful frequency to the tribe so that everybody wins. You get to make decisions for your particular direction, not based off of obeying what has been laid out. Now, again, I've also indicated this in a previous video. All of our laws on our planet have been, placed into these books in a time when we were in that cross of planning energy. All of that's going to shift. Everything is going to need to shift for the next 400 years. But it all begins with you and understanding that if fear, nervousness, and anxiety are running your life, and I get it, I totally understand that there are times like these where people need to have some extra assistance, and that's okay. That's what the whole socialism aspect is here to provide. However, it's about you taking responsibility for your own frequency, for your own destiny, for your own direction. And if those things, fear, nervousness, and anxiety, are consuming your world, then the connection with your higher self becomes very clogged up. We want to have a clear channel from our higher self down through inside of our bodies, so that when we're interacting on this material plane, we're coming from it through that mysticism as well. So if you've enjoyed this, please, please, please bang that like button, click on the subscribe button, click the notifications. I would love to have conversations around this. There's healthy aspects and there's unhealthy aspects of everything in human design. And it all depends on the psychology. Where is your psychology? Is your psychology caught up in the mundane? Or is it completely in awareness, watching the movie and full acceptance that what is presented is something that you get to stand with and interact with? And you can only do that if you're trusting the decision-making of your meat suit. Okay, have a great day, friends. Thank you for being here.